So we're going to start with the Game Awards. Now, everybody knows that the Game Awards is coming up literally next week. The Game Awards is next Thursday. So we did get quite a few shooter games that did receive nominations. Now, I do want to preface this by saying we know that multiplayer, specifically shooter games, don't really win a lot at the Game Awards. The last time a first-person shooter won a Game Award or Game of the Year was Overwatch a few years ago. So it's been a while, and the talk is, and the talk has been for a while, that Arc Raiders potentially would have had a chance to be nominated for Game of the Year. Now, I thought that was pushing it a little bit. We are all aware that Arc Raiders hit the scene hard and fast. Arc Raiders just came out of nowhere and took the world by storm. And we are all aware that, numbers, popularity, people talking does have it does count for something when it comes to the Game Awards, right? However, I definitely was not thinking it was Game of the Year potential. Number one, it just came out too late. I think if it would have came out in the summertime, definitely could have contended for Game of the Year. But the fact that it came out literally in November, I think it was just way too late for it to even be considered for Game of the Year versus all of the amazing games that have been out since the beginning of 2025, right? So what I want to do is I want to go through the categories that have shooter games in them, compare them to their nominee counterparts, and kind of give my take on whether they have a chance of winning in that category or not. So what I did was I went in this week and I did a little bit of research about each game. Most of the shooter games I'm already familiar with, but I did a little bit of research on games that I know a lot about that I just didn't play, and see how they stack up. So what I have here is a listicle that I created of each category with all the nominees in them. And we're kind of going to go through this. So starting from the top, best ongoing game, we have Fortnite, Marvel Rivals, Helldivers 2, No Man's Sky, and Final Fantasy 14. Now, if I'm being realistic, Marvel Rivals definitely, I don't think so. I don't think Marvel Rivals can win best ongoing game just because Marvel Rivals has only been out for going on a year and a half, somewhere around there. So I doubt that Marvel Rivals will win, although it has held pretty decent numbers. Helldivers 2, I only know a little bit about Helldivers 2. I know Helldivers 2 comes up in conversation ever since Arc Raiders has been released, just because Helldivers 2 is a PvE game, but it also has extraction shooter kind of elements. So I know the community for Helldivers 2 is very vast and lots of people love that game. Do I think it can stack up against Fortnite though? I don't think so. That's just me. Definitely leave comments. Give me some opinions in the comments as well. Let me know, because I'm not gonna pretend like I know everything. So put me on, let me know what I might be missing. No Man's Sky, I'm a little bit familiar with. I know it's been around for a while, and I know the community is still very strong for No Man's Sky. I don't know. I think No Man's Sky has the potential to win. Final Fantasy 14, I'm not gonna lie, I've never been a Final Fantasy girly. But I know the Final Fantasy community is strong, is not even the word for it. Final Fantasy fans literally embody that game. I know they love those characters. They love the lore. The lore is very deep, and I know that. So I think Final Fantasy has a chance. Honestly, in this whole category, I'm going to say it's going to be between Final Fantasy 14 and Fortnite. Now, Fortnite, let's be real. Fortnite has held millions of players for years, okay? Millions. I honestly, if I'm being real, I think Final Fantasy might win, but I think Fortnite is second. It has to be between Fortnite or Final Fantasy for best ongoing game. That's just me. Let me know your opinion. Best audio design, Battlefield 6 got a nomination for this category. We got Expedition 33, which has been nominated over 800 times, Death Stranding 2, and Ghost of Yotei. Now, Battlefield 6 is crushing it. Battlefield 6 has been killing it. The developers are very in tune with the community, and they've made a bunch of updates since the game's release to make the game better, which I really appreciate. I have played Battlefield 6. I've played about 40 hours of Battlefield 6, and the audio is great. The audio is great. It really immerses you, especially if you got a good headset or a good pair of headphones or good speakers. It's a very immersive experience. However, I don't think Battlefield 6 is stacking up against Expedition 33, Death Stranding, or Ghost of Yotei. It's just not happening. Those three games are meant for a different type of immersion. Honestly, I can't even call for this category. If I had to base it off of intuition, I think Ghost of Yotei, but I don't know. Let me know. Battlefield 6, I don't think so. I don't think it's holding up for best audio design. Best action game. Again, we got Battlefield 6. Now, again, Battlefield 6, great action, constant action. Everywhere you look, there's bodies, there's tanks, there's missiles, there's airplanes, jets, vehicles everywhere. But, I don't think so. I don't think compared to the other games in this category, Ninja Gaiden 4, Hades 2, Doom, I don't think Battlefield 6 has a chance, to be honest. I am not gun cap. I don't think Battlefield 6 has not a chance. I am familiar with Hades 2's game. I know that game was excellent. I know there was a lot of action in there. Ninja Gaiden 4, of course, is a classic. So I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you think. But Battlefield 6, I doubt that. Highly doubt that. Best community support. We have Fortnite and Helldivers 2 in this category. But we also have Baldur's Gate 3, Final Fantasy 14 again, and No Man's Sky again. Now, we were talking about communities earlier, and like I said, bringing in Baldur's Gate 3 when you talk about community, between Final Fantasy and Baldur's Gate 3, those communities are massive. And Dungeons and Dragons and that sort of realm is huge. So I don't think Fortnite is standing a chance. I don't think Helldivers 2 is standing a chance. If I had to pick, I'm thinking it's going to be Baldur's Gate 3 for this one. I want my shooters to win. I really do. I want my shooters to get some flowers. But compared to Baldur's Gate 3 and Final Fantasy community, I just don't think so. I'm sorry. I just don't think so. Best esports game. We got Counter-Strike 2, of course, Valorant, Dota 2, League of Legends, and Mobile Legends Bang Bang. Now, I ain't gonna lie. I was today years old when I found out about Mobile Legends Bang Bang. I don't know anything about that game, but I do know a lot about Valorant, a lot about Counter-Strike. I love watching Valorant esports. It's very much a part of my monthly, yearly watches on Twitch. I watch a lot of hours of comp Valorant. I love watching Counter-Strike 2 as well. Those esports tournaments are intense, but I know Dota has a huge community still, especially on the comp scene, League of Legends as well. And to be honest, I want my shooters to win. I think League of Legends might still reign supreme as far as esports goes. League of Legends is just really, really huge. It's huge, and it's been huge for years. So I personally think League of Legends is gonna take that one. I'm feeling League of Legends in my bones for best esports. Although, shout out to my girls Valorant and Counter-Strike 2. Who knows? Maybe we'll see some upsets. I love an upset. I love a good upset. So, who knows, right? And last but not least, we have the most important, best multiplayer, okay? Now, Arc Raiders. I don't blame Arc Raiders for sneaking in there late. Because the way, like we talked about, the way that Arc Raiders took off, it has to be studied. It really has to be studied the way Arc Raiders launched. It has to be one of the best launches for any game in a long time. So Arc Raiders definitely deserve this nomination, but it's also competing against Battlefield 6, Peak, Elden Ring, Night Reign, and Split Fiction. Now, I truly think Arc Raiders has a chance to win this award just because the popularity, the way that it launched to such great reviews, and the proximity chat. Now, if you compare Arc Raiders proximity chat to Peak proximity chat, both of them create hilarious moments, right? But I think Arc Raiders prox chat is just an experience that I don't think any other game has right now or it can recreate. That multiplayer experience with the people on your team, but also with other raiders is just something monumental. And while proximity chat is not a monumental thing, we know multiple games have proximity chat. It's not a new thing, but the way that it is like a key component of Arc Raiders is really what's, I think, sets Arc Raiders apart from the rest of these games. Now, I have to be realistic though, and I have to be honest. To me, it's going to be between Arc Raiders and Split Fiction. Now, let's not lie, Split Fiction was a great game. It was very popular, a great game that stood next to It Takes Two, because we all know It Takes Two won a lot of awards at the Game Awards too. I think Arc Raiders has a chance to win this. It's going to be between Arc Raiders and Split Fiction, I think. If I had to be real, I think Split Fiction is going to take it, but an upset, a high upset could be Arc Raiders. I believe in it. I believe Arc Raiders could win this, and I think that would be huge. That would be huge for the community. It would be huge. It would be a showstopper. Arc Raiders is such a game changer, and I think it deserves this award. So let me know what you think. Let me know what you think about all the shooter games in these categories, all the other games in these categories too. Put me on game. Let me know how you feel. Let me know if you think Arc Raiders is gonna win. Let me know if you think a different game is gonna win. I'm very interested. We're 1 week out, and I'm excited.